we see Dr. Hill. You cannot tell me this man ain't sinister. You cannot tell me he not worshiping the devil. They end up in the procedure room, which is all glass walls. That gotta be violating HIPAA. I don't want you walking by while my little cootie cat is out and I'm busting it wide open on the damn procedural table with the doctor. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be doing the subscriber requested review of American Horror Story Delicate. Now, I have not watched American Horror Story in a minute. I cannot remember if it was last year or the year before where I tried to jump in, and I think it was American Horror Stories that I tried to watch. And yeah, I think it was like a bunch of guys living together in a house partying or something like that. And the last time, and I tried to see like back in like the 80s, like going back to summer camp. I didn't make it very far. I think I didn't even finish the first episode. But here I am back again with American Horror Story, diving in to see if they are coming up with anything as good as those early seasons that I loved. And I don't really care for the overall theme of like pregnancy and all that stuff. I don't know. That doesn't really grab me. However, I do really love that intro sequence. Those images look so freaky. The baby moving in the lady's stomach and just all the imagery they have with that intro. I love that. Now that I was like, oh, okay, I feel like we doing something. Now, right at the top of this episode, they open with a Bible verse. And the Bible verse says, to the woman, he said, I will multiply thy pain and conception, and in pain thou shalt bring forth children. Now, see, I knew it was the reason I don't go to church. Why you gotta multiply my pain? But I'm just playing. Now, we start off with this character of Anna, and she is lying in bed, sleeping, when suddenly an arm wraps around her. Now, this looks to be a feminine manicured hand, and at first Anna is smiling like for a second, but then it kind of seems like something dawns on her, like maybe she knows she's supposed to be home alone or something, and she suddenly, has this thought that dawns on her, and she turns over. There's an intruder who slithers out of the bed. I mean, the movements looked a little unnatural. It kind of was giving me Malignant vibes. Did y'all see that movie Malignant? The way that thing would kind of move, and it was draped in black with a cape, kind of like this character. But I don't know, this intruder was giving me Harry Potter villain, baby Voldemort, just that cloaked, hooded, just black ensemble, and the way that it moved. And I'm saying we don't really know who this is, or if it is a who, or if it's a it. I'm not sure yet, but I got my guesses, which we'll get into. Now, Anna ends up chasing after this intruder, which I thought was so insane. If somebody break into your house, who chases the intruder with no weapon? So what you gonna do when you actually catch up with the intruder, Anna? So, y'all, this had to be the most slow-moving, bow-legged chase scene I have ever seen in my life. Anna, you ain't catching a toddler running like that. That chase scene was so awkward. Just the way the camera was filming them and how Anna was moving through the hallway. Y'all, okay, come on. Now, once the intruder leaves, Anna closes the front door to the house, the apartment. I call wherever you live a house, but it's an apartment. And it is such a loud, giant sliding door. I am very confused how anybody could sneak into this place, because that door was so loud when Anna went to close it. Now, immediately as I'm watching and I'm thinking, okay, let me clock the dimensions of this intruder, because I feel like we gonna have to figure out which of the characters is this intruder, right? Now, I clocked the intruder is like rail thin, super skinny, with broad shoulders and petite hands. So let's keep that in mind. Now, Anna comes back inside and she has this odd 911 call. And if you ever saw a true crime documentary, them 911 calls be crazy. Them 911 operators be so ridiculous to me. Like, baby, ooh, I can't talk to one of them if I'm in an emergency, because them calls be sounding crazy. Like, the person will call 911 and they'll be whispering, right? They'll be like, someone broke in and they killed my mom and dad. Hello, I need you to speak up. I can't hear you. Someone's in the house. Well, can you get to a window? Like, them calls be wild. Them 911 operators be out of control. Now, I didn't like the fact that we got a one-sided 911 call in this episode. We only can hear Anna's part, but I'm gonna reenact for y'all how I feel the 911 operator was responding. Okay, we gonna take Anna's side and I'm gonna fill in the gaps for y'all, because I done seen enough true crime documentaries to know how 911 operators talk. So Anna chases after the intruder, closes that big giant industrial freaking garage door to her apartment. She gets back to the bedroom. She calls 911. Anna is like, there's an intruder in my apartment. Well, where he at now, ma'am? I don't know. Well, he not there now, girl. You all right? Yes, but what if they come back? Well, girl, why is you tying up my line about a nigga who done left your house? Can you just send someone now? Ma'am, do not raise your voice. Look, you called me, so I don't know why you getting the attitude. Look, where you at? The Furman building in Brooklyn Heights. Brooklyn? You one of those rich white folks gentrifying the neighborhood? What? No. Don't you have private security or a doorman or something? I don't. And then Anna slowly lowers the phone and she notices blood. Y'all, that's the 911 call. I'm telling you. And that whole part was accurately what they had Anna saying. So I know what the 911 operator was saying. So Anna notices blood when she's in the bedroom. She just puts the phone down. And there's a picture of like embryos, and she notices blood all over her hands. And then we jump back 1 week earlier. Now we are introduced to Anna's husband, Dexter, and he calls her. She's at home. They have an egg retrieval type of IVF appointment, and he's trying to figure out where Anna is at. And for some reason, she has the wrong time for the apartment, which we get answers to later. But at this moment, it's kind of like she just feels like, no, I have the appointment. I confirmed this isn't the time, but she has the wrong time. So she has to hurry up to get to the appointment, right? Now, when she's outside of her building, she sees this lady smoking a cigarette, dropping her ashes in this nest that just so happens to be on the ground on the sidewalk. So it's giving me the vibes that we put this nest here. It isn't just here. Now, this lady, some mysterious lady, but she had some bad red boots. I love those boots. But she was kind of dressed like she was on her way to like a dominatrix appointment with just like, a coat on and some badass red boots. And once this mysterious lady walks off, Anna walks over. And honestly, I don't even know why this lady caught Anna's attention, why she wanted to go over to look down at the nest. It was a lot of people walking by. Nobody is paying attention to this lady or this nest except for Anna. Now, Anna walks over. She looks down, and honestly, to my eye, I can't quite make out what's in the nest. It looks pink and fleshy and looked like maybe there was a cracked egg. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, but obviously with the theme of the series, I feel like it's representing reproduction, because like the eggs that folks eat, like, I don't, because I'm vegan, but the eggs folks eat, it's an unfertilized egg. So you kind of just eating like the chicken period or something. So it's like the embryo, maybe this is representing, because we just saw that picture of Anna embryos or whatever. So presumably it's representing her in her IVF journey of having like a cracked unfertilized egg. Y'all, I'm just theorizing and speculating and just making up stuff. I don't know what the hell this broken egg or fleshy pink thing is. And the lady dropping ashes on. Y'all, I'm speculating, but hey, that's what you do when you watch stuff. You just be theorizing. Now, Anna ends up, after she walks over, she sees this pink fleshy thing, and she gets off a subway later on. She takes the subway. She gets off the subway to go to the appointment. She stops to take a photo of herself on a billboard. And once she's at the clinic, I just feel like this is immediately giving me Rosemary's Baby vibes. The staff is giving cult that worships the devil. And if any neighbor seemingly offers Anna something to drink that's supposed to be good for the baby, yeah, it's definitely Rosemary's Baby. Now, the staff was wearing like this dark crimson blood red scrubs and gloves. Now, I ain't know they even manufacture crimson blood red, surgical gloves. Like, do that even meet federal standards? Now, they give Anna this local anesthesia. They leave the room. It's just Anna and Dexter for the moment. And she's telling Dexter, like, do you still love me even though I'm broken? This felt like an odd moment to have this conversation. Like, we set up the appointment. We've been through IVF before. Why now are you suddenly having this conversation? And then I also feel like this is a modern show. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know nothing about going through fertility treatments, but do women still look at needing fertility treatments as like being broken? Like, is that still I don't know. I just feel like this was an odd moment for the conversation. It felt like a dated conversation, but I could just be out the loop. But yeah, the husband goes to say like, look, you're not broken. That's not a thing. We have fertility issues just like 30% of other couples. It's not anybody's fault. And he leans in to kiss her. And he ends up telling her all this will be perfect once we meet our perfect baby. And all I could think is perfect little, spawn of Satan. Because I'm just thinking about Rosemary's Baby. Now, after the procedure, before the procedure, after they give her the anesthesia, Anna is like very woozy and loopy. And with these like crimson blood red scrubs, it literally looks like they got these evil Dr. Seuss twin looking nurses. They like lift her legs up. The doctor comes over in his blood red crimson scrubs. And it really looked like she having a procedure in hell. Like, this is so weird. And this was the moment in the series where they dropped the intro with all the little creepy images. I freaking love that intro. Like, it's one of my favorites out of the entire seasons of American Horror Story. Now, once Anna wakes up, we see Dr. Hill. You cannot tell me this man ain't sinister. You cannot tell me he not worshiping the devil. Now, he asks her some questions as she wakes up. He's like, what's your name? What's the date? And I done been under anesthesia a few times. I don't recall them asking me no questions. Like, maybe I just was loopy and don't remember. But I do remember waking up from anesthesia. The first time was when I had my wisdom teeth pulled, and I swear to God, that itch was crazy. The lady was like, count the 10. I counted to like 3. Next thing I knew, I was waking up. And then when I had surgery a few years ago, I woke up and I couldn't see nothing because I'm blind without my glasses. And I just kept being like, who got my glasses? Where my glasses? And I remember the nurse kind of getting an attitude like, you just asked that by 3 times and we done told you. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm sorry. I don't remember asking. Nobody asked me my name or the date. But, okay. So, The Dr. Hill, he ends up telling her, I was able to retrieve 9 eggs, which I am very happy with. And he ends up telling her she's going to be taking home some meds to help prepare her uterus for the egg transplant because, and seemingly they don't really give us information about the process, but from my uneducated mind of just what I know about reproduction, presumably she isn't using a surrogate, but for some reason her and the husband can't get pregnant, whether it's his sperm or I don't know what it is, but presumably we are using her eggs because I got theories on that. So we're taking her eggs out of her ovaries and doing something with them. I don't know what they do. And then we are going to transplant the eggs that we took from her ovaries and we're going to put them in her uterus. And I think the egg has to like stick to the uterine wall. I think, okay, don't quote me. But I think that's the process. So he's giving her meds and the next process is to transplant the 9 eggs. And like maybe one will stick to the uterus wall and create a baby. I think that's how it works. Now, what I do, it's certain parts of Rosemary's Baby that stands out and I remember. I really didn't like that movie because it irked me how dumb the lead pregnant lady was acting and oblivious and naive. But what I do remember was she wanted to go to an original doctor, Dr. Hill, but the cult devil worshiping people wanted her to go to the devil worshiping doctor who they, sold to her as like being a better quality of doctor. Now, when stuff started going ham and she realized something nefarious is happening, the only person she trusts is Dr. Hill, but he ultimately betrays her. So I wonder if it was intentional that they gave this doctor the name Dr. Hill. I don't know. I guess we'll see as it plays out, but I found that very I wonder if that was a conscious choice for them. Now, when the doctor started talking about the meds being made in-house, I had to raise an eyebrow. Because for one, in the original Rosemary's Baby, they had her taking some type of vitamins and like a morning shake that her neighbor would give her every morning for the baby. All of it was evil. And in general, talking about something being made in-house is just giving me something's up vibes. Like, I don't know what y'all putting in this. Now, even though we don't know what, they're putting in the pharmaceuticals. But still, in this scenario, that makes me raise an eyebrow. Now, before Dr. Hill leaves, he ends up saying to Derek, congratulations, I'm feeling very optimistic about our chances. And I'm like, okay, first of all, why did you only say that to Derek? Then why did you say our chances? Isn't this their chances? I don't know. I thought that was weird. It felt like he was including himself. Now, once it's time for Anna to leave the clinic, they are wheeling her out, which is very typical. If you have a procedure, typically they don't let you just walk out. And Anna is trying to tell the nurse that she's in pain, but as nurses and doctors do, she's pretty much being dismissive. And the nurse goes to say like, oh, anything worth having comes with a cost, or like, anything worth having doesn't come easy, something along those lines. And I'm just like, lady, I ain't asked you for no generic positive quote of the day. I'm telling you I'm in pain and the itch don't really feel normal. Now, as they're leaving the appointment, they get the meds and like the suppositories they're supposed to take or whatever. And I thought this was odd. Okay, wait, maybe not so odd. I just had a thought. I thought it was odd that the nurse was like, don't forget your bag, Mr. Alcott. And the nurse hands Derek this like huge black duffel. And I'm like, what the hell is in the bag? But it just dawned on me, he did come here straight from the airport. So that's what the bag, because at first I was like, hold on, baby, what the hell he came in here with a bag for? But I literally just remembered because he came straight from the airport. Now I thought this was odd. Derek ends up telling Anna, I'm going to go outside and call us an Uber. Huh? Number one, why you got to walk outside to call the Uber? Secondly, isn't it an app that you request Uber? You don't get on the phone and call to get I'm suspect of everything. So I just thought that was really weird. But maybe that's not a suspicious moment for Derek. Maybe that was just an oversight of the people that made the show. They just wanted Anna to be in here by herself while the rest of this ish go down. Because as Anna is sitting in the waiting room by herself, there's a woman in the waiting room reading a magazine with Anna on the cover. And then everybody in the waiting room is like staring at Anna. And do people even still read magazines? Like, are they still in print? Now, I thought this was really odd. Anna is like a celebrity, actress. I doubt they willing Beyonce out into the waiting room for everybody to see and snap pictures. Like, this gotta be against HIPAA or something. Like, y'all not protecting her privacy. Her business gonna be all over social media, because as Anna decides to, like, she done just sitting here in the wheelchair, she decides to just get up and go leave. As Anna is walking out, this older woman, Miss Preacher, is walking in, and she literally looks like a aging, like, witch of Eastwick. And I don't mean aging, like, negatively. She's a older lady, but she look like a witch. And I'm like, hold on, lady, you got the wrong season. This is not Coven, because you is giving me witch of Eastwick. Now, as the older lady walks in, she looks at Anna, and she's like, I know you. You're her. Now, as Anna goes to leave, we hear a picture snap, and the older lady is seemingly taking pictures of, or not seemingly, I think we saw the phone in her hand. She's taking pictures of Anna as Anna walks out. And I thought it was odd that, first of all, she can't be here getting on fertility treatments. I mean, I'm not trying to be ageist, but I doubt she here to try to have a baby. But the staff was like, Mrs. Preacher, you know you're not supposed to be in here. Wait a minute. So who is this lady? How does staff know her? And why is the staff saying she ain't supposed to be here? Like, what is that about? But you know what I was thinking? Maybe she not like some evil person part of this whole Rosemary's Baby cult. Maybe she like one of those like real crazy religious people that don't like believe in these fertility treatments. I'm just trying to figure out how the heck the staff know her and have a policy in place where she's not supposed to be in here. So once Anna gets outside, she sees the same dominatrix woman she saw outside of her building this morning, standing like kind of far away at the edge of the building, kind of at the end of the block, smoking her cigarette. This lady smoked so damn much. Smoking her cigarette and looking over at Anna. And as Derek comes over, Anna goes to tell him, I saw that woman outside of our building this morning. But he's just like, oh, maybe she's seeing Dr. Hill. He is like the best fertility specialist in the city. The husbands in these type of stories are always predictably dismissive and do not listen or believe their wife. And I really am just craving one of these stories where the husband, because I'm literally watching The Changeling right now, another husband not believing, being dismissive. Literally, that's all we get in these scenarios. And I'm just like, even though I think Derek is in other than evil, so of course he's going to like be dismissive and kind of gaslight her. But I would love one of these stories where the husband actually listens to his wife, because I feel like there's a misconception that, like, in these stories, when the woman is telling you something that sounds very outlandish, I feel like it's a misconception that you have to necessarily believe in what the person is saying. But if you see that somebody you know, love, and care about looks very like dead serious or perturbed, I would believe you believe, and I would show some type of care and concern, even if I don't believe in whatever the hell you talking about. It's just always crazy to me that they're just always predictably dismissive in these scenarios. Now, Anna goes to say, to what he's talking about, oh, maybe she's just here to see the doctor, that Anna doesn't think this woman would be smoking a cigarette if she's trying to get pregnant. But Derek just still goes to say, like, I feel like this is a reach to say that she's following you. I know you're a big star now, but you probably don't have a stalker just yet. Now, I find it pretty odd that I know we in like a new time, but you trying to get pregnant right as your career is just now starting to take off. That don't seem like the time a woman would plan to have a baby. I feel like we should have made it where she's just already establish her career, because what we get in the show is she has been an actress for a long time, but she just now did this movie that is getting Oscar buzz, and she's just now blowing up to be I hit the mic. She's just now blowing up to be this big star. So I don't feel like that's the moment you have a baby. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not involved in folks' family planning. And I know this ain't like way back in the day when like being pregnant ruins your career. Of course not. But I just feel like this don't seem like the time you will have a baby. Now, the husband and wife end up doing some insignificant stuff where they like go to lunch and play this little game, yada, yada, yada. Now, Anna gets home, she's home alone, and she's feeding this like giant golden retriever. Where the hell was the dog when somebody was breaking into the apartment? Where was this dog when one of the students from Slytherin was laid up in the bed with your dog mom? This ain't man. And I know he was not on the plane flying to Berlin with Dexter. This was why did we throw a dog in here? And y'all know they always throw dogs in these scenarios just to damn kill them. But this was very odd that it's a dog when, I mean, my little Chihuahua would have been making noise. My little mini Australian Shepherd would have been making noise if somebody coming. And then for her to be running in chase of the intruder and we ain't see the dog nowhere in sight. Like if a kid go by us on a dang skateboard while we outside trying to walk, my dog gonna kind of like go after the person because it's something fast moving going past the dog. 9 times out of 10 they're gonna want to give chase. Where the hell this dog come from? You don't have to be cool. Golden retrievers typically are very nice, friendly dogs, but you don't have to be Cujo to like alert, bark, etc. when an intruder is in the house. I thought this was very odd. Why the hell we threw a dog in here? Now, Anna goes to grab one of her suppositories from the refrigerator, insert it, etc., etc. While she's in the bathroom, she goes to wash her hands after putting in the suppository, and she sees this gray hair. And girl, I get the panic, okay? Because I was that dumb, naive person in my 20s. Like, oh, when I get gray, I'm going to embrace it. No, the hell I ain't. That's why my hair is blonde now, because I'm trying to cover up the gray, and it ain't working. I started getting gray in like my mid-20s and was all, oh, I'm going to embrace my grays. Ah. Yeah, that's called being young and dumb. Because no the hell I don't. No the hell I ain't. I'm trying to cover them the hell up. I got a ton of gray. So I get it. I get it, Anna. Anna go to pull the gray out, which I ain't pulling my hair out now, child. I'm just going to dye it. But Anna go to pull the gray out. And instead of, it's like a little flyaway. She ends up pulling it and it just gets longer and longer and longer and kind of seemingly never ending. And then she's finally able to pull it out. That was odd. I'm not sure what that represents. Now we end up seeing Anna meeting with Saban, which is her publicist. And this character, Saban, is played by Kimberly Kardashian. And I gotta be honest, y'all. I was so ready to clown and go in on Kim Kardashian. She did good. Like, surprisingly, I feel like she actually did good. Like, I felt like she delivered her lines very well. It was very believable. Like, she could act. Like, she did very well. Do I feel like she has, like, range and she's going to be freaking Angela Bassett? No, hell no. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's quite a few actors that I love who I feel like play the same version of themselves in everything. Like, it's kind of like they have this, like, Vin Diesel character that he kind of plays in every movie. Like, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's okay to know your strengths. Everybody may not have the range of, you know, the highest caliber of actors. Everybody isn't Al Pacino. But I actually thought she did really well. I definitely would say she better than a few people that done tried and, you know, turn into acting. I ain't even finna name no names. But I actually thought she did really well. And I feel like this was a good role for her. Because like I said, how people kind of just play a version of themselves. She pretty much is playing Kris Jenner. Like, she's playing her mom, like, basically. And that's not a bad thing. It is much better to play to your strengths than to, like, embarrass yourself, especially when you're someone like Kim Kardashian and people are, like, waiting and salivating at the mouth to be able to dog you out and say something negative about you. Of course she ain't. She shouldn't get on here and try and play Anna. You know what I mean? Like, she took her, I don't know who the hell was like, hey, Kim Kardashian come at, or if it was her idea, but this was definitely that role that was the right choice if she was going to go into acting. She definitely came across very believable to me. It felt very authentic. I didn't feel like she was acting. Like, it actually felt authentic and it felt real, and I was actually really impressed with her line delivery throughout the show. Of course, she's going to look gorgeous. That's what she's famous for. But I felt like she really hit the mark on everything, and I actually felt a chemistry between the characters of Anna and Saban, where they're supposed to be. This is not just a publicist and a work relationship. They have a friendship. I definitely felt that chemistry. It definitely came across very well. Kim Kardashian, no matter what you think about her, is a star for a reason. So she definitely has screen presence. So I actually thought she did well. Now, they are together, Anna and Saban, in Saban's office. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. And Anna is like signing stuff for fans. They're going over work-related things. There is an interview Thursday night. Andy Cohen wants to have Anna on his show. And when they go to Anna signing this doll, it's a doll of Anna. I want to say she was a child star, and because it looks like a kitty thing. It looks like she was on maybe, this AHS version of Disney in this universe, some kind of kid thing, and the fan wants her to like sign the stomach. I feel like this is a male fan. Okay. But Kim, not Kim, Saban. Saban is telling her like, this is what got us here to the Oscars campaign, because she's kind of like Anna at this doll. So we have the conundrum of Andy Cohen wants Anna on his show Thursday, and I felt like that episode of Seinfeld when Jerry was going to like do the Tonight Show and his parents didn't know they had to get there in the afternoon, and he's like, yeah, they tape it in the afternoon and air it at night. Because I was like, what's the issue? The egg implant is Thursday morning and Andy Cohen is late at night. No, duh, he doesn't film it late at night. It just airs late at night. But when Saban asks, can I confirm, Andy, Anna's just like, yes, even though she has the possible embryo, transplant Thursday, I think they showed the calendar between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. And honestly, when I was watching, I was like, what's the problem? Andy is late at night. Now, Anna is sitting across from Saban, and she goes to sign the doll, right? The doll is inside the packaging when Anna signs it, and she sits the entire box down. But then when we look back, Anna somehow has the doll outside of the packaging and in her purse. And she's like, I didn't do that. So it's seemingly something going on with these meds, because obviously she hasn't always had her mind like this. So I feel like this is something with the meds, because she keeps, not only does she, like, we had the situation where the husband called and she's forgetting the times, which we're going to get into that, but she just seemingly forgets conversations, which is another one that's going to happen. And now she's forgetting a movement of placing something somewhere, and there's no one in the office but her and Saban. There's no one on her side of the desk, so there's no one else who could have moved this unless we got somebody in here with powers, telepathy, and they can move stuff. Now they end up leaving the office. They're on this rooftop. They're talking about the fertility news, and we end up discovering that Saban went through IVF, and they met in this like fertility or IVF support group. And Saban seemingly doesn't have kids, so it didn't work out for her. But she's telling Anna, it doesn't matter that it didn't work out for me. I'm still happy for you. And she's telling Anna to focus on good things. And then we see Anna and Derek walking this mystery dog in the park. I don't know what the hell this dog came. Where the hell did Fido come from? And Anna's just having a conversation about fertility and how it shouldn't be this hard. And Derek says it's hard for everyone in different ways. When I tell y'all, Anna and Derek, for me, no chemistry. They do not give me lovers. They do not give me couple. First of all they ever talk about is fertility. Like, do we even have a relationship outside of that? Like, the only conversations they have are all centered around fertility and IVF, and it shouldn't be this hard. And do y'all ever, like, just have a conversation? Like, do they even hold hands? Or, like, they are just not giving me lovers at all. Now, after Derek ends up saying it's hard for everyone in different ways, Anna then says, is that how you felt about Adeline? And she tells him that he clams up every time he brings her up. And Derek goes to say, well, she was my wife. She was the love of my life. And you can see Anna's demeanor. So Derek then goes on to say, well, until I met you. But the way she died, no one gets over that. And it was in this moment, y'all, when I realized the actor playing Derek is the teenage jerk from 8-Legged Freaks. I did not put that together until it was something about this moment and like the angle. I just looked at his face like, wait a minute. So yeah, I feel like I haven't seen him since 8-Legged Freaks, if I'm not mistaken. But Derek ends up asking Anna, like, okay, what is it that you want to know? And she goes to say, well, I know you plan to eventually, have kids, but did you two ever try? And he's like, for kids, no. And he tells her it just wasn't in the cards for us. Obviously, I feel like it's a lot more to this story. Seemingly, he had a wife, she dies. And I'm not sure if they even tell us how she died, but she died. And I just feel like it's more to the story. And just him saying, oh, it wasn't in the cards for us. I don't know. That feels like an ambiguous answer. Now, they get home and those suppositories that have to be refrigerated are on the counter. And Anna is telling him, I didn't leave those out. I put them back in the fridge last night. But Derek's like, well, then how are they out? And they never told us if she went to get a replacement, because it's imperative that they are refrigerated and they've been out. So I'm not sure if they just was out and she put them back in the refrigerator and continued to use them, if that's going to play a part in anything, because the doctor's office just kept kind of reiterating they need to be refrigerated. So I'm not sure what happened with that. Now, later on, Anna and Derek end up having dinner with Theo and Talia. I think that's how you say her name. Talia was best friends with Adeline, who was Derek's wife. I'm not sure why they are still buddies. I definitely am on board with like making friends with your best friend's husband, but unless they have kids together, why the hell are we still interacting and interacting on the level of not just being cordial, but out to dinner? I thought that was odd. Am I the only person that finds that odd? Or am I just being suspicious of everything in the show at this point? Now, as Anna is walking to this dinner, she's walking down this dark, empty street by herself, because that's super safe, and she hears footsteps, like someone is in high heels fast approaching behind her, but when she turns around, no one is there. So again, I don't know if this is just her mind, which we know just ain't right now with the stuff she keeps forgetting and conversations she has that she doesn't remember having. So I don't know if this is a part of her mind playing tricks on her or not. Now, once we are at the dinner, Talia is talking about this show that Derek has coming up that Anna doesn't know anything about. Like I said, her and Derek don't talk about nothing but fertility. And Derek tells her oh, it's the show for the artist that I flew to Berlin for. And Talia says how the show is literally almost sold out, and that if Adeline could see him now, she would be so proud. And she talks about, can't you feel Adeline's spirit? And she says something about how the artist that Derek is working with looks like Adeline, the ex-wife who has died, that Anna feels he's still in love with. Now, Anna ends up excusing herself from the table, and she goes to the restroom and calls Saban, and she goes to tell her, like, do you think that Dexter is still in love with her, with Adeline? And Saban is like, no, honey, she's dead. And Anna goes to be like, I just sometimes feel like I can never live up to her. And she's crying. And I'm sorry, I can't be in a relationship with nobody who, like, their wife died. I can't compete with a dead person. Like, y'all didn't break up. There wasn't nothing, it was something terrible, but it wasn't something terrible that ended the relationship. Like, you did not choose to end the relationship. It ended, like, because of powers out of, like, you would still be with this person had they not died. I don't know if I could be in that position, but Saban is telling her, like, it's okay, just let it out. And she asks, like, what is your biggest fear? And Anna says her biggest fear that her eggs are old and dusty and her baby will come out a spider. So Saban is like, well, the odds of that are fantastically low, but if it does happen, I'll help you raise the little half spider baby. And at this moment, Talia walks in and Anna ends up hanging up the phone. And I gotta say, I was kind of annoyed that Derek didn't follow after her. If I'm at a table with my partner and something happens and I'm seemingly upset that I have to walk away, baby, you should be 2 steps behind me checking on me. A good bit of time passed while she was on the phone with Saban, and then it's Talia that come in here. No, hell no. Don't let this girl come in here. You should have been, okay, maybe not walk in the bathroom, but like knock on the door, check on me or something. Now, Talia walks in and she's like, I'm so sorry. You know, I'm such a beep. I drink too much. I say stupid things. But Anna's just like, no, it's okay. You know, she was your best friend. You miss her. And Talia goes to say, you know, the funny thing is you two would have loved each other. I would have been saying like, bitch, no, I wouldn't. Because we would have wanted the same damn man. But Talia ends up asking if Anna minds if they switch tables because there's a kid at the table next to them. And then I thought this was odd, but I don't know the information Talia knows. Talia goes to say why anyone would bring a child here boggles my mind, which, okay, I'm on board with her. There are certain places that I wouldn't bring a young child. Then, though, she goes to say, you know what? Why anyone would even want a child boggles my mind. And I'm like, this is either Talia just doesn't know that Anna and Derek are trying to have a baby. Presumably, maybe this isn't something you tell everybody because it's not like verified yet. Like, we don't know if we're having a baby. We're just trying. But on the other hand, I kind of feel like she do know. And I'm just like, why the hell would you say that to somebody who wants to have a child? But I don't know. Now, Anna just presumably trying to change the subject, compliments Talia's lipstick, which Talia offers her. And she's like, I don't look good in red. No, thank you. But Talia's like, oh, I insist. First of all, using somebody's lipstick is so disgusting. Like, I'm so sorry if that is your judge. But I wouldn't use like my god sister lipstick. And we been thick as thieves since we were 6 years old. I saw a whole baby come out of her vaginal canal. I'm not sharing lipstick with her. Like, that's kind of not kind of nasty. That is nasty. And no. Like, why are you offering me that? No, thank you. And I don't care how much you insist. No, especially when I say, oh, I don't look good in that color. Why are you still pushing it on me? I just told you I don't look good in it, girl. Now, for some reason, Anna looks back as they are walking out of the restroom because they're, from my viewing experience, I didn't hear a noise or anything that would get her attention, but for some reason she looks back, and as they're leaving, we see high heels, like spiked high heels in one of the stalls that kind of like the person steps back. I don't even know why she looked back, but yeah, whoever that was just heard every damn thing that happened, the phone conversation and all of it. And once Anna goes back to the restaurant, Derek is on the phone with Dr. Hill. Now, how does this work, y'all who are couples? Who the doctor called? Because why is the doctor just calling Derek? But I mean, I guess in the age of cell phones, most folks don't have a house line. I guess you got to call one or the other, but I don't like that. Baby, call me. I had the procedure. But anyway, the doctor ends up informing them that they have 2 embryos and they will do the transplant Thursday. Now we had 9. So I don't know why now we have 2. I don't know what happened. What happened to the 7? Like, I thought we were going to implant all 9 and then see if maybe 1 could make it, but I don't know why we're implanting 2. I don't know. Must be something I'm just not privy to. But anyway, Dr. Hill goes to say, okay, we have 2 embryos and we want to do the implant Thursday. Of course, she has Andy Cohen. So Anna asks if they can do it Friday. And I don't know why Dr. Hill didn't just say, okay, that's fine. But Dr. Hill goes on to be like, oh, well, you know, like we discussed, the sooner we can do this, the better chance that it'll be successful. But there was no point in saying that, because what's in one day? Because if it's that dire, why the hell we ain't just doing it tomorrow then? Like, what is I really don't see how one day would make any, I mean, I don't know nothing about fertility, but I don't see how one day makes or break any medical situation that I can think of, short of you like not having, like bleeding to death. But they end up setting it up for Friday at 11 a.m. She saves the appointment in her calendar on her phone. And she goes to ask Derek, does the artist he's working with really look like Adeline? And he's like, who, Sonia? No, not at all. Now, at home in bed, Derek is asleep. Anna is looking up Derek and Adeline online. She zooms in on a picture of Adeline. But I found this odd. Y'all went through a whole courtship, dating, marriage. I don't know how long they've been married. You ain't never go to see what his ex-wife looked like? Not ex-wife, dead wife, because she was never an ex. But I thought that was odd, because the way this scene was, it felt like this was her first time seeing Adeline. Like, she wants to verify if Adeline looks like the artist that Derek is working with. Now, she goes to this article, which I'm blind as a bat. Y'all see, I got glasses. I couldn't see what the hell the article said. I couldn't read the headline or nothing, but it was a picture of Derek and Adeline. Now, the comments, though, to the article were some nasty comments by someone called Annihilate Anna. And one of the comments I was able to make out said, oh, she's so much prettier than Anna. Now, at this moment, Anna goes to look at the embryo appointment that she has on her calendar. Why are we just going to stare at this? I have no idea. But she visibly sees it move from 11 a.m. to noon. Now, that tells me the first appointment she messed up, it wasn't just her mind. Someone changed the appointment. So she then goes to change her password. She ends up calling Dr. Hill, asking to change the time of the appointment because someone hacked her calendar. And she ends up putting a sticky note with the 10 a.m. Friday appointment up on the refrigerator. But y'all, I gotta be honest, how damn hell far away is Friday? Like, I get it. You're a celebrity, you got stuff going on, but how hard is it to remember one of the most important things happening to you right now is 10 o'clock on Friday? Like, I just felt like, do we really? I could see if it's an appointment that's a few weeks away, but at the end of the week, like, am I tripping? Like, and I got bad memory, y'all. Like, I got bad memory, but I can remember the appointment coming up in a few days. And I doubt this is a faraway appointment because the doctor was making it seem like, oh, it's so dire that we do this ASAP. So I feel like this got to be like a Tuesday or Wednesday and the appointment is Friday. Now, Anna ends up having a conversation with Saban about someone hacking into her calendar. And Saban is just like, you know, this really just honestly sounds like par for the course. You're famous. So people feel like women in the public eye are looking to be harassed. And we are backstage at the Andy Cohen event. And for some reason at this moment, Anna is thinking about that nest. I don't know why. I thought this was odd. The personality that Anna has on Andy Cohen's show is drastically different than the personality we've seen thus far in the episode. And I'm trying to figure out, is she acting and putting on when she's on Andy Cohen's show? Or is she acting and putting on in her everyday life when she's like interacting with her husband and stuff? Because this seemed like two completely different people. The joke she was making, just her whole energy was different. Now, everything is going well on Andy Cohen's show until Anna sees that old lady in black from the clinic sitting in the audience. And everybody in the audience is like, laughing. The old lady's just sitting there, kind of like just staring at Anna. Now, once they are backstage at Andy's show, Anna and Saban are having a conversation. And Saban is just like, you know what? Don't worry about it. On your worst day, you're like Hillary Swank on her best day. I honestly didn't get it. Like, is that a diss to Hillary Swank? Like, I don't even know what that means. Like, on your worst day, you're Hillary Swank on her best. So if your worst is someone else's best, I guess their best isn't that good. Y'all. Now, Anna, as they're backstage, ends up seeing her doll sitting up on a table. And she shows Saban, and she's like, oh, Andy is so funny. Those dolls are really making a comeback, I guess. But Anna's like, they were discontinued. And Saban is like, oh, well, eBay. Now, they are throwing this doll in for some reason. Hopefully this stuff they're throwing in will add up, tie in together, and mean something. So is the discontinued doll like a voodoo doll type of thing? I don't know. Now, later in the card, we see Anna looking up the Annihilate Anna account, and she sees the picture that the older lady took of her at the fertility clinic. So they're kind of, I don't know if I believe it just yet, but they're trying to make it seem like the old lady in black is Annihilate Anna. Now, once Anna gets home, she's like hearing footsteps. She's calling out for Derek. No one is responding. She ends up grabbing a knife. Now, when she grabs this giant butcher's knife, she sees a reflection in the knife that's not her. But when she looks behind her, no one is there. But she looks back at the reflection, it's her. Now, I wonder if this has something to do with the old lady in black being like, you're her. So who was the her that Anna saw reflected in the knife? Now, she ends up calling Derek to see if he's home and where he's at. And another conversation she seemingly had but can't remember. He's at his opening, and they had a conversation that she wouldn't come. They decided it was too much for her because she has Andy and then she has to transfer in the morning. But she ends up saying, I'm coming. Now, once she is outside of Derek's event, she has the paparazzi out. She's taking pictures, and that is when she sees the dominatrix lady in her shades. Y'all, was she also smoking in this scene? Y'all, why is all this lady do smoke cigarettes? She really is giving me like back in the day when they used to try to like, am I old, or do y'all remember when they used to always just make smoking, like all the images were like smoking is just so cool and sexy? That's what this lady giving me. Cause why the hell she ain't got nothing to do but stand there smoking a damn cigarette? Like, that's it. Like, y'all ain't got no other way to convey like her mystique or anything to us besides her just smoking on this damn cigarette all the time, just huffing and puffing all the time. I don't know what the hell, y'all. Now, once she gets inside, she's drawn to this painting when all of a sudden, this woman, Sonia, who is the artist, comes up beside her like, oh yeah, I used my own menstrual blood for this one. Okay, lady. Now, she ends up complimenting Anna on her lipstick choice, and Anna decided to wear the lipstick old girl gave her. Why? Who knows? Maybe it's the meds. Now, Sonia ends up telling Anna, you never wear red. I'm a big fan of yours and your husband's. Child, I can't be no celebrity. Like, interactions like this would freak me the hell out. You are a complete stranger, and you know what kind of lipstick I wear? Oh, I'm a fan of, I don't know. I feel like that would creep me out. Like, who the hell are you? And why do you know so much information about me? Now, Anna ends up looking down and notices that Sonia is wearing spiked heels seemingly the same heels that she saw in the restroom stall. Now, I can't really tell if they're literally the exact same shoes or if they're both just spiky heels, silver spiky heels, or maybe they are the same exact shoe. But I mean, when you buy shoes, you ain't the only person in the world with them. But I can't tell if they're the same shoe. But obviously, the series is trying to make us think that Sonia was in the restroom stall that night at the restaurant. Now, at this moment, Derek comes up behind Anna, putting his hand on her shoulder, and she screams, and she's like, "You scared me." This interaction was really odd for me because, first of all, if you're my husband, why did you come over like kind of grab why you ain't say something? But then he immediately seemingly came over here to say, "Let's go outside." And he shushes her and like, "You can't bring this here. This is my night." First of all, what are you talking about? What did I bring here? She wasn't doing anything but standing, interacting with the artist, and you came over and scared her and she screamed. I'm not understanding his reaction in this moment. What did she bring here? Talking about, and for you to say, "Don't bring this, is my night." She was on the phone with you and she told you that she's heading over. Why didn't you say, "I don't want you to come, it's my night"? But this is making me question the validity of them making it seem like Anna is forgetting conversations, because you claim y'all had a conversation saying this would be too much for her because of what she has going on, so she not coming. But once she's at the event, you say, "You can't bring this here, this is my night." So what is it? Was she not coming because it was too much for her, or was she not coming because you ain't want her here because it's your night? Y'all, everything with Derek is nefarious. Something is up with him. He in on whatever is going on, he's in on it. Now, we end up seeing at the clinic, for their implant. And this is why I'm like, y'all, what kind of relationship do we have? Because you ain't finna treat me how you treated me at your little opening and then expect me to implant your little offspring into my womb. Nah, bro, we would have had to put pause on this whole appointment until me and you got right. Because who the hell is you talking to when I'm at your event? Now, they end up in the procedure room, which is all glass walls. That gotta be violating HIPAA. What in the world? So, of course, it seems like Anna is a little perturbed by the glass walls, and she's like, "Is anybody allowed back here?" And he says, "Only medical personnel." That's not comforting me, because unless you the medical personnel working on me, I don't want you walking by while my little cootie cat is out and I'm busting that wide open on the damn procedural table with the doctor. No, honey, no, It's no way in hell that a license like you're not finna have glass see-through walls. And I have heard stories of people getting fired for selling celebrity information when they work at a hospital, or like somebody working at a police station like leaking information. Baby, just because they medical personnel don't mean they need to be back here and seeing whatever is happening with me. That was very strange. Now, Anna ends up, she's laying down during a procedure and they give her medicine again, and she ends up seemingly hallucinating. But she probably ain't hallucinating. They probably was doing some weird-ish. But she sees that old witch lady in black. And she rips her tongue out. The old lady rips her tongue out. And we have Anna's mouth sewn shut. And the older woman, as blood is falling out of her mouth, leans down to kiss Anna. Child, I feel like they doing some weird stuff because they is about to implant like the devil's offspring. I don't know. Because y'all ever see movies where somebody think they're hallucinating? And I feel like that happened in Rosemary's Baby. She would be having these dreams. I think somebody it was like a bunch of people watching somebody like have sex with the girl in Rosemary's Baby, and she ended up pregnant, and she thought they were like dreams, but nah, baby, that ish was really happening. So I feel like you think you woozy and they give you this medicine, but it's giving Quaaludes. It's giving like you ain't hallucinating. They are doing something to you, girl. Now, Anna ends up waking up in bed with Dexter next to her. Baby, she ain't wake up in the clinic. She ain't wake up in a waiting room. She woke up at home in the bed. Nah. And I hate the way she just don't say nothing. Like, I ought to be like, hold on now, how the hell I get here? Y'all, this is really giving me Dexter either. I feel like I be calling him Derek. Dexter. If I ever said Derek in this video, y'all, I'm talking about Dexter. But it makes me feel like it's making me feel like Dexter. Let me just think of my favorite serial killer. It's making me feel like Dexter had a deal with the devil. He the one went to, like, it's a reason Dr. Hill, like, was talking to Dexter earlier. I just feel like there's something up. And I can't quite remember Rosemary's Baby, but I feel like her husband was in on it. And I feel like he made a deal with the devil and like owed the devil his child or something. I can't quite remember though. But I just found this really odd that she just wakes up at home. And I would have been like, Derek, how the hell I got here, bro? Now, this is when we end up seeing that scene from the beginning when they have Anna, have the intruder come in. And she comes back, she calls 911, and then she sees the blood on the floor with the picture that the doctor gave her of the embryos. And it's ripped in half, the photo. Now, and I forgot to say, when she went to get the procedure for the implant, Dr. Hill was like, here's your little boy or girl or whatever it's going to be, and gave them a photo of the embryos. And so now whoever broke in, whoever this intruder is, ripped the photo in half. Anna is on the ground. She sees the blood, and then she sees the container of lipstick that old girl gave her. And she gets a calendar alert that says, look in the mirror. Why they couldn't just text her or something? But she goes to look in the mirror, and written with the lipstick are the words, don't do it, Anna. So that's where the episode ends. And I just feel like it's definitely giving me modern day Rosemary's Baby. I just really hope this Anna character is not as blind. Like the Rosemary's Baby, I don't know if it's ever been a remake, but like the original is the only one I saw, I think from the 70s or something. But that lady was so stupid for me and so it irked me so freaking bad. But I really hope Anna don't do that. She probably will though. But I just feel like I don't trust the doctor. I don't trust the husband. I don't trust Saban. I don't know. Saban is giving me I was planted in Anna's life because they meet in this little support group. How convenient. And then they said something about Anna had another publicist or manager and fired them and brought on Saban. I don't know. It's just all giving me you was planted in Anna's life. And I just feel like no characters stick out for me so far, honestly, except Saban. Like, I gotta be honest. All the other characters were really giving me lifeless or creepy. All the characters feel pretty shallow and uninteresting. The Wicked Witch of the East, I feel like she's going to be some kind of red herring. Like, she is likely trying to help Anna. I feel like Saban is coming off as like the best friend, but she the one that's going to be evil. And I can see Anna starting to maybe put stuff together, feel like she in danger, maybe can't trust Derek and run into Saban for help. And then that's when it's like a reveal, like a aha, gotcha. And now, remember, we were piecing together the dimensions of that intruder to try to figure out who it was. Y'all, am I reaching? I feel like the intruder is Anna. Because Anna is super thin, very skinny. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's giving Anna. And I feel like maybe Anna from an alternate universe, maybe Anna from the future. I don't know how it could be Anna, but I really feel like the intruder is Anna. I'm feeling like Dex killed Adeline. Maybe tried to get her to have the devil's baby. He's implanting Adeline's eggs in Anna, or some kind of evil devil eggs in Anna. I don't know, but something is up. Something is happening. There is going to be something with Anna feeling like she's going to have some weird baby that's not going to be human. Like, I feel like something will come from that. But let me know in the comments, how are you guys feeling about this new season of American Horror Stories? Who do you think the intruder is? And who do you think that stalker woman is that just stand around smoking damn cigarettes? And who do you think that the old lady is? Do you trust Derek? And are you excited for this new season? Are you feeling like they are going to get back to giving us a good season of American Horror Stories? But let me know in the comments if you guys would like for me to continue following along with American Horror Stories or not, because it ain't really on my radar. Like I said, this was the subscriber request, but let me know if you guys want me to continue the series. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.